I loved watching Selling Sunset. I did, but right now there is so much going on, and I watched the show and I have opinions on each cast member. Mind you, these are my opinions. If you have any opinions, list them down below in the comment section. But I want you to know that whatever I am going to be airing out is strictly my opinion on each character. Yeah, and it's a combination of things I like: luxury living, beautiful women, and houses, beautiful houses. So let's get it started. Hello everyone, welcome back to Cleopatra, where we talk about everything pretty girl logic. So I'm going to talk about each character one by one. So let's start with Alana, because she seems to be very forgettable, but she seems to be knowing what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She's in that office to get her bag. She's busy working, and I love her for that. I love how she minds her own business. Very admirable, very demure, very lovely. And especially after that town was revealed to not be hers, yeah, she needs to be quiet. She did the right thing to back down and work hard so that she can actually afford a town. Good for her. So Emma, I don't know what's wrong with Emma this time. Emma seems to have lost herself. She was this beautiful, charismatic, free woman. But then what is this man that she's standing by? Oh my God. I listened to that man talk and I literally got a headache. I could not believe that Emma, of all people, would be attracted to such a thing. A man who proudly declares how he has never eaten a vegetable. What? If you never knew, fruits and vegetables literally cleanse your body. They help break down stuff and you start smelling better. So you're telling me that Emma is getting in bed with this guy. And the fact that in the reunion she was going back and forth with Chriselle for having her back and she was defending this guy. Oh my goodness, unbelievable. I do admit that Chriselle did not handle this whole situation in the best way, but I get where she was coming from 1000%. She is not perfect. You don't expect Chriselle to be perfect. She is human. She's going to make mistakes here and there, but the thing is, she was definitely on the right side of things, 1000%. Then we go to Amanza. Amanza, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? I have not seen Amanza do shit. The last time I watched her in the previous season, she was in everyone's business, pissing everyone off. This time, she was not doing anything. The only thing I remember about Amanza this season was when she got in between the fight between Chriselle and Nicole. Other than that, nothing. No houses, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing. She is not doing shit. She needs to go. Absolutely. She has to go. Because what is the airtime for if you're not doing anything substantial? Show me houses. And given the fact that Amanza is such a creative, I know she would make bank. She would make bank if she tapped into her creative side with the real estate. Because most of the clients are celebrities, artists, God knows what. They're people in the creative industry, right? And it's fucking LA. You can use your artsy side to do something. I like Amanza's outfits. Very beautiful. Something I would definitely look forward to exploring. But she needs to get her ass up and show us some real estate. Girl, please. I'm begging. I'm really, really begging because I think she would do great. She is a creative mind and I love creative minds. Next is Nicole. Nicole is a very bitter woman, and the fact that she used to slut shame Chriselle for dating Jason when Nicole and Mary both have dated that little boy. You're telling me that you're going to slut shame someone for dating someone you dated in the past? And the fact that Nicole is usually so impulsive in regards to provoking people but cannot get out a word when she is knocked out with sense. Like when Chriselle asks a question or something is said by someone in the group, she's going to start stammering, almost like she didn't expect them to retaliate. And while I do understand the part where Chriselle was mocking her and said that, okay, Nicole had an eye problem, whatever, I do understand Chriselle's point of view of how she reacted. But then at the same time, Nicole, you need to get better, because I'm not the kind of person to take a one-off incident and run with it. I do pattern recognition. If I see you did something once that was out of line, I'll be like, okay, that's interesting, and I'll observe for a pattern. But then if I see you do something over and over and over again, I just know you're problematic. And in this moment, I'm going to defend Chriselle, because Nicole has been a pain in almost everyone's ass, especially Chriselle. She has been poking people, poking the bear, poking everyone, and saying the most outlandish things. Why would you say that about someone's parents? There is a place and time for everything, and there is a bar. You do not go below that bar. You don't go for someone's parents, kids, spouses, especially in an industry where reputation precedes everything. How dare you go about and say that someone is having an affair with someone's husband and then come back and still hit someone below the belt about drugs? Oh my God, it was a mess. Nicole is a problematic person. I was so happy when they fired her. I'm sorry. I know this sounds mean, but I don't care. I said these are my opinions. I was so happy when she got fired until they revealed that they didn't really fire her. Like, guys, come on. Anyways, Nicole, definitely not my favorite. She gives me evil witch vibes. She has nice tattoos though. She's pretty though. But still, like, she's the definition of a mean girl. Followed by her friend, Brie. Brie thinks she's special. And something I have noticed about Brie is that she has this habit of trying to present herself as this bad bitch, as this strict girl. But then she's a coward. Most of the things she says about people, she doesn't say them to their face. She makes snarky remarks and hopes that you're going to hear, but she's not going to say that straight up to your face. Cue in Chelsea. She kept saying some shady ass shit, but then she wasn't saying it to her face. And the part where I actually clocked that it was not just a Chelsea thing was when the host, I can't really remember the host at the reunion, the blonde guy, he said something about Mariah, and Brie said, what does she do? Girl, do you know who the hell Mariah is? Mariah is literally, if she doesn't know, Mariah is a superstar with the vocals of an angel. And on top of that, she was Nick Cannon's wife. And guess who is busy flaunting being a baby mama? And I wonder what is so special about Nick Cannon. I don't see anything. He looks like he has mental issues. And based on what I've heard, he has health issues. Not really health issues, but genetically, something is wrong with his genes. So why would you be so hell-bent to being tied to someone like Nick? Someone who has impregnated almost 6 women, if I'm not wrong. Last I checked, it was half of America, but what do I know? Brie needs to stop trying to present herself as a bad bitch and actually put her money where her mouth is. If you're going to talk shit, say that shit in front of other people and face the consequences head on. And the thing about me is that between Nicole and Brie, I will respect Nicole more because Nicole exposes herself to backlash, unlike Brie is always going to throw a stone and hide her hand because she's hoping that you won't catch on that she was the one who threw that stone. Brie is a coward. That is all I have to say. She's a coward and something is definitely wrong with her. I don't know what, but there is something very wrong with Brie. I'm going to talk about Mary, and Mary is a very interesting character, and I think I have to watch my mouth when I say the things I'm about to say because I do not want this to come and bite me in the ass later in the future. I am just trying to be safe because Mary is a very interesting character because I have noticed she is Jason's favorite, if I'm not wrong, and she has also dated Jason, right? And I think the fact that she's been there for a very long time, I think she has tea on Jason and Brett such that she's able to hold that information over their heads. And it doesn't help that she's white on top of that. So there's just something about the relationship Mary has with the twins that really sets me off and really gives me beeping sounds. I am clocking something, but I can't really put my finger on it. I just know Mary has tea on those two. And given the fact that Jason has a weird habit of dating his employees, Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mary has tea on those freaking dwarfs. Also, how she reacts to things. I have had allegations that she's probably using drugs because her responses are so animated in such a way that I wonder, like, do people really react like that? Do they move like that? Like the way she watch how she does her facial expressions when she's mad or when there's just something. I'm not trying to like get myself into trouble, but then at the same time, there's just a demeanor about her, and also how she likes having these microaggressions towards Chelsea. Like, what the hell? Flowers made you react that? I'm pretty sure most of you have seen that clip of the flowers, and if you haven't, please watch the whole thing for context. But please, Mary, on top of being a very interestingly animated personality, which I think are influenced by some consumption of some substances, I just think she has racism in her that she doesn't really want people to highlight or to pinpoint. She has it. She has the microaggressions, but at the same time, you can tell that she's not really like fully accepting that she's a racist piece of shit. There comes a point where you respect self-awareness and you don't respect the beliefs, but you respect that someone knows that they're a piece of shit and they stand by it. But Mary is a piece of shit. She's a problem because she's just so embedded with her bosses, and she seems to have a lot of information and control to a point that it doesn't sit right with me. And I'm kind of convinced, again, this is alleged. I believe that robbery was not coincidental. In as much as other houses were being robbed, but I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I think her little sugar baby could have actually outed where the keys were, because she said no one else knew where the keys were. So what does that say? Anyways, what do I know? On to the next, and that's Chelsea. I have really, really resonated with Chelsea this season because she has been through hell and back, and I'm glad she actually gained a bit of weight and she looks very good, very healthy. I'm not saying that her skinny self was looking bad. I'm just saying that she looks like she's really invested in herself. You can tell just by looking. And I also like her outfits this time. The previous times, I used to think her outfits were a bit too skimpy, given how hypersexualized Black women are in the media. She wasn't helping that image. But in this season, I would say she is more elegant, more classy. And I'm not really shaming those outfits, but those outfits that she was wearing have a time and place. And it's not the workplace. Dress like that anywhere else but the workplace. The microaggressions with Mary, I think they started at that point when she started pointing out about Chelsea's outfits and everything in front of the bosses. Come on, Mary. Be fucking for real. So Chelsea has really been through it. And one thing I liked about Chelsea, actually not one thing, a lot of things I liked about Chelsea this time was how she drew a boundary between her situation with Brie and the other girlies with this girl. Her name is Sandra. Because Sandra was trying to act like some mediator of some sort. Yes, she just arrived. What do you know? Sit back and be quiet. Yeah? You can't just go into people's businesses and try to mitigate issues when you do not know half of the shit they are going through. So anyways, I liked that she drew that boundary where she refused to go to a place where she knew the people were hostile. And that is something I would definitely advise my fellow pretty women. If you are invited to a place and you know the people there, a good majority of the people there don't like you, don't go. That is a humiliation ritual waiting to happen. And when the bad people outnumber the good, you definitely know that you are definitely going to be humiliated. And I like that Chelsea stood 10 toes down and decided to not show up. Kudos. And the fact that she drew boundaries with Sandra, another kudos. And the fact that she was not trying to get over involved with Emma and her little toxic situationship, another kudos. Now, that is how, as a Black woman, you mind your own business. You're supposed to mind your business like that. Put up the boundaries and mind your own business. Because at the same time, when you over-advise someone and they do the wrong thing and they're always dependent on you for support and advice, when they do the wrong thing or have negative consequences, they're always going to come and point back at you and tell you, you told me to do this. You advised me to do this. So you know what? I learned something about Chelsea, and that is mind your business. And if your friend doesn't want to see the toxic cycle in front of her despite being warned by other people, well, now what you gonna do? What are you going to do? Seriously, I'm going to be for real. Let's be freaking for real. What can you do? People who've been in bed together, there is nothing you can tell them. Until that woman decides she is fed up, she's going to walk away from that table. Until she makes that conscious decision, she will not do it. You will tell her everything in the world, but she won't leave that man until she decides she's had enough. So I really felt bad for Chelsea this time because it felt like everyone was coming against her. But then I love how she has spoken out on social media. She's outing these people, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. If she's leaving the show, I'm not watching Selling Sunset ever again. I'm sorry. I have no reason to. Other than watching these other girlies act like fools, I don't have any reasons to. I'm sorry. That's just it. And finally, we're going to get to Chriselle, who seems to be the highlight of this whole show. And I'm going to talk about Chriselle a little bit because she's a very interesting character and I love her down. I know that someone is problematic when they do not like Chriselle. What do you mean she's fake? What is fake about her? I need instances. People like to say, oh my God, I can't stand Chriselle. She's so fake. She's so fake. What is fake about her? Help me understand. Other than the fact that she has learned how to master, how do you call it? It's a, I don't know how white women call it. I'm trying to find the word. I can't find the word, but it's the art of subtle shade. She's mastered it. If you do not pay attention to Chriselle, you wouldn't know she's shading you. You would think, oh, she's such a sweetie. No, you need to be able to read the room. And Chriselle is for people who can read the room. I can read the room. Can you? I hope you can. I hope you damn well can. Most of the times you can argue with me. You can choose not to. She's always on the right side of history. Always. She's defending her friend Chelsea at the moment because of the racism that her friend is experiencing. Yeah, Chelsea. And she's standing by Chelsea. And I love that for us. I love that she chooses to stand by her friend and not let her privileges supersede her judgment. Also, her outfits are on fire. I would steal Chriselle's closet. Okay, anyways, to the size of Chriselle in terms of interacting with her colleagues, I would say whatever she kept saying about Nicole, I know Nicole and Chriselle have this weird back and forth, but like I said, I do things out of pattern recognition, not because of an isolated incident. And I would say I don't think 100% that Chriselle was on the right side, but she is on the side I still want to be on. Might not be the right side, but it's the one side I stand 10 toes down on still, because we all make mistakes. Even when it comes to Emma, she didn't handle that situation perfectly, and it's okay. I still stand by her. And it seems like people have figured out that the best way to be popular or get more screen time on Selling Sunset is by trying to get on Chriselle's nerves. I have seen this time and time again. You guys have watched the show. I'm assuming if you haven't, you need to go and watch it for yourself so that you can get what I mean. But it seems like she's the highlight of the show. And most people who come in, they try to beef with her just to get more screen time. Cue in Sandra. Like, Sandra, please. You're looking for beef where there is no beef. Yeah? You're looking for beef. There's no beef. You're just a problematic person. The part where she outed Sandra for keying someone's car? Yeah, you shouldn't have asked. Sometimes I feel like you also need to know the kind of people who are mess-worthy and people who are not mess-worthy. And Chriselle is not someone you need to be messing with. At some point, I will talk about Chriselle as an it girl and the things we can learn from Chriselle, because she has a lot of it girl qualities that I consider very relatable and things that we can learn from. I also love her relationship with G. It seems to be going well, and she is a huge social strategist as well. She is very smart, and we're going to be talking about her on a separate episode about her specifically. But that whole situation with Nicole really broke my heart, because I would hate for someone to talk about my parents in that manner. And I would hate my friend to think that I'm against her when I'm literally trying to save her life from men who are anti-vegetable and anti-other things. I do not want to talk too much about that man. He pisses me the fuck off. So on my final members, these is as a by the way, because they're not women, but we're going to talk about them. Jason needs to have boundaries. They actually need to hire HR. Jason and Brett, I feel like Brett is the one twin I wouldn't mind being friends with, because he seems to be very strict. He has boundaries. And on top of that, he knows how to just do his job. Jason is everywhere. He's in the girl fights. He's in the girls' panties. He's in the girls' pantries. He's everywhere. Like, Jason, please, you're too short to be behaving like this. And while you're at it, get me a Rolex as well, because it seems you have handouts, eh? All in all, we can all agree that they definitely need a HR team. And I know having a HR team is going to make this whole show boring, because reality shows thrive on crossing boundaries, fights, and just a lot of shock. But I feel like Jason definitely needs to be gotten under control. And the fact that he's also a producer of the show and can decide that the show is not going to air and decides what scenes comes. He is the puppet master. And I do not like that little boy. I don't like him at all. I do not. Okay, while I do have to say that in as much as I find Jason problematic and I find Brett a bit of a better twin, the two of them combined trash expeditiously in the trash bin. Expeditiously. That's all I have to say. And let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.